Hi, folks. How are you all doing today? Today, we're starting with something new, okay? As the year started new, right? So, we are starting off something new from today. Yeah, of course, we will be continuing with the older playlists also, right? We have so many contents on code.org, and we have games, we have apps, web pages. There are so many things we have been creating so far. And we've also created thunkable apps, so many thunkable apps, right? So we'll continue to do them, okay? Along with that, we're starting off with a new thing also, which is MIT App Inventor, right? There's a main reason for starting this one now, right? Because now that you know Thunkable, you can easily start off with MIT App Inventor because Thunkable and MIT App Inventor are both similar. Okay. So, but yes, there are so many features which are pretty much different in MIT App Inventor and Thunkable, right? So that is okay. We can compensate both of them in different ways, actually, right? But yes, there are so many other components which are not present in Thunkable and which are present in MIT, and which are present in MIT but not in Thunkable. Okay, so vice versa, both are there, right? There are so many components which are only present in Thunkable, which are not in MIT, right? There are components which are only in MIT but not in Thunkable. Okay, so either of the ways are there, but yes, few people use this and few use that based on the need requirement. So we can change that, right? So of course, both Thunkable and MIT App Inventor both have publishable app feature, right? You can download the apps from here, MIT also. Okay, you can download apps from Thunkable also. Okay, so both are in that way similar, right? So you can download and you can get the APK file from MIT App Inventor. Okay, so even from Thunkable you can get the APK file and you can just install it anywhere in any mobile, and that works, correct? So in that way both are similar. Okay, not only in that way, blocks and all, so it will be pretty much similar. If I have to just show you the interface of MIT, this is the interface of MIT, right? So we have this as the design interface. Unlike in Thunkable interface is a little different, right? So there are few differences in designer interface and the blocks. So in blocks, actually you have same kind of things, right? So you have the control category blocks, logic category blocks, math blocks, text blocks. Okay, like you can see, don't you see the similarities, right, in the blocks and all? So you have similar kind of things here, right? So that's what I was talking about, right? You, if you know Thunkable, you can easily get MIT. If you know MIT, you can easily get Thunkable. It's like both are in they work hand in hand. It's it's something like that, it feels like. Okay, but yes, there are few differences also, okay, that we have to keep in mind, and we'll just understand those differences and we'll see what can we do here and what can we do there, and vice versa. Okay, so now first thing is, let's understand this design interface of MIT here, right? This is the logo of MIT, like you have Thunkable logo in the same place. Just below that, you have the app name. So I wrote my app name as YouTube actually. Okay. So, and then we have a palette here. Inside this palette, you have the search components thing, right? So usually you have the search components here in Thunkable, right? Somewhere over here in this place. But here you have it on the top. You have multiple categories here also, like in Thunkable you have so many categories of components, right? So here you have a user interface, okay, then you have layout, then media, drawing and animation, maps, charts, sensors, social, storage, connectivity, Lego, experimental, and extension. So all these are the categories in MIT, right? Not less than thunkable actually, right? So because we have components which are pretty much useful in MIT App Inventor. Okay, so some components are not even present in thunkable, so those components are very very useful. I can say there are some sensors which you can easily use and you can get some very good outputs. Okay, definitely, let's see and understand these things. Okay, Now we have so many components, design components here, and of course these are drag and drop components only. You can drag them and drop it on this viewer here, right? So you have a mobile viewer here, and if you use this option, you can change the size also. Let me just quickly show that to you. So when you click on phone size, you get this thing. If you click on tablet size, you get a tablet phone kind of a thing. And then if you click on monitor size, you will get a bigger kind of screen. Okay. So this is all about your viewer. So we'll for now, basically we'll start with the phone size itself most of the times, right? As we are creating mobile apps, correct? And then we have this component section here, right? In Thunkable, you have the component section over here in this area, right? But here you can see it over here. All the list of components will be visible here, right? But this is a non-functional component area. You can't really drag the component from here and drag it upwards or downwards. Okay, so you usually do it on this viewer itself. Okay, and then you have rename option to rename your component, delete option to delete the component. You can upload your media files over here in the upload section. And on the right hand side, like Thunkable has, you have the properties section. Okay, but design ways, if I have to tell you, Thunkable is best for designing. You can absolutely create a very professional look from Thunkable apps. But in MIT, you do not have those many options, and you can't really customize your components in a very professional way. You don't have those many options here. Like in Thunkable, you have text shadows and all, and borders and all. You have flexibility to change that font families. There are multiple options in it again, and there are various design things for borders. Yeah, but here you do not find all those things. Very limited properties are available in MIT App Inventor. So yeah, we can say that's a small drawback here, because designing in terms of designing, it's not that professional, we can say. Okay, so yeah, but yes, that in case can be a small drawback, but definitely you can do a good design in MIT also. MIT apps also have a good design, but not pretty much professional design, we can say. Like they look like a basic app. Okay. And in the block section here, when you click on designer, you go to designer page. When you click on blocks, you can go to blocks page. Okay. Here on the left side, you have this block section. And in this viewer, you can actually start coding. And this is pretty much just like the workspace you have in Thunkable. So same. Okay. And the beauty over here in MIT is you have this show warnings thing, right? It will also show you errors. Okay. In Thunkable, you usually do not get like runtime errors and all, you do not get. But unlike that, here you can see warnings and errors both. Okay. Runtime errors also, this will show you where is the issue, what is the issue happening. In Thunkable, you do not have that feature. Okay. So, and the other thing here is you have this bag feature here. Okay. The bag thing. So this in this you can actually store blocks, and you can use them in your other apps also. That's the beauty of this bag. Okay. So you can store the blocks and use it anywhere. So this is all about it, right? About MIT designer and blocks section. Let's also explore some of the components which are present in MIT, right? So here, button, checkbox. Checkbox we could not find in Thunkable, right? Because the other day, like when we were designing the login screen in the previous session, so we could not get the checkbox there, but here you have it. You have a date picker here, image, label, list picker, list view, notifier. Notifier is one of the very cool components you have here. And password text box, like this is only for passwords. If you want, you can use this. Slider, spinner, switch, text box, time picker, web viewer. We saw the web view component in Thunkable also, right? So then we have layout, like in Thunkable you have row and column, right? Row for the horizontal alignment of the components, column for the vertical alignment of the components. So here actually we have horizontal arrangement for horizontal alignment. Horizontal scroll arrangement is also there. If you want to scroll towards right side, then you can use this. Table arrangement is also there, like rows and columns, and in that particular row and column you can place any component. And vertical arrangement is there, vertical scroll arrangement is also there. Okay, this is in layout. All these are for the alignment of the components only. Then media, in media you have camcorder. I think we saw video recorder in Thunkable, right? It is something similar. Camera component is already, it is also present in Thunkable. We have used it already, right? So here also you have it. Image picker, you have photo select there, right? Here you have image picker, player component, sound component. All these are also available in your Thunkable. So sound recorder, speech recognizer, text to speech. Text to speech we saw, speech recognizer we saw in Thunkable. So here also you have them. Translator is also provided here. Okay, you can separately use this translator here. In Thunkable you do not have that feature. We actually had to create app for it, right? So here you have it. So video player also is there. I think the other day we have created video player in our videos also. If you have not been watching my series yet, please do go back to my channel and start watching, right? Thunkable series is very, very good. There are some 30 videos, around 30 videos are there. Just watch them. They are fun, very much interesting. There are some very cool apps which we have created there, right? And there is so much more content which is going to come up there. It's not like the end of Thunkable, right? We will be doing them. We'll continue to do them. Of course, we'll continue to do all the other things also. However, right? And drawing and animation, I have to say the canvas component is much more, flexible and very good in Thunkable is what I feel, right? But yes, here also you have a canvas component, image sprite, ball sprite is there. Okay, so all these are present in your drawing and animation. We have not yet seen canvas component in Thunkable. We have not used it yet. I have not taught you, but yes, we have a canvas component there. And maps. So we only have one map component in Thunkable, right? Here we have few things which are related to maps only again. So circle component, then feature collection, line string, map component is there here. Marker, especially you have a marker component also if you want navigation, polygon, rectangle. So all these are there in the maps thing. Then in charts, you have chart data 2D, like pie chart kind of a thing. So and then sensors, we have wide variety of sensors here. I really like this sensors part in MIT App Inventor because in Thunkable you have sensors definitely, but limited number of sensors are there. I think four or five are there, not more than that. But here you have a wide range of sensor components like accelerometer sensor, barcode, barometer, clock, gyroscope, hygrometer, light sensor, location sensor, magnetic field sensor, near field, orientation sensor, pedometer. Pedometer is one of the components which you do not have in Thunkable. There are many others here which you do not have in Thunkable. That's a different issue, but pedometer, gyroscope, these are some very good components. So proximity sensor, thermometer, all these are sensors, and I really appreciate their sensor components here because very much useful, pretty much useful for creating multiple apps, right? And in social category, here we have contact picker also. You do not have this kind of a thing in Thunkable, but yeah, there is a share component in Thunkable which can help you to make calls and all, right? I will be teaching you that in some other sessions maybe. So here you have it like a component itself. Okay, that's another part here. Email picker, email contact and all you have in Thunkable. It is all curated into one single component called as share. Here you have them in as a separate components. Okay, phone call, phone number picker, sharing, texting, Twitter. So these are few social components. Then related to storage, you have CloudDB, data file, spreadsheet, TinyDB, and TinyWebDB. Okay. So you do not have these many variety of storage components in Thunkable. In Thunkable, you have a real-time database. Okay. You do not have any TinyDB there because there's no need of TinyDB in Thunkable actually, in fact. But here you have the need because if you're using a variable in one screen, you can't really carry forward and use it in the second screen, because for every screen variables will be different here in MIT. Okay, that's the drawback we can say in MIT, and that's the beauty of Thunkable, because you can create a variable in one screen, you can use it in multiple screens also, but it's not that flexible over here in MIT. So we have to be careful while using multiple screens here, because you have to use tinydb, you have to carry forward these variables into tinydb and then get it in the other screen. So there are a few things there. And connectivity, so we have few connectivity components. Activity starter is one of the very useful components in MIT, and I really like this one, because this is one of the very most commonly used and very much useful component also. There's a Bluetooth client and server, serial web. So these are the connectivity things. Then Lego Mindstorms, you have some components for Lego things. Okay. So gyro sensor, touch sensor, ultrasonic sound commands. So next touch sensor, sound sensor. So these are some components of Lego Mindstorms. And Firebase DB, this Firebase DB thing is real-time DB in Thunkable. We have it. So here also we have it. And this is still under experimentation basically. That's why it's just under experimental. And extension, if you want, you can also import some extension in MIT. This is another beauty because you do not have this in Thunkable. Okay. So these are all the categories of components which you have in MIT. So there are few which are very useful. There are few which you do not find drawer navigator or top tab navigator. So such kind of navigator components you don't find in MIT. So that's another drawback we can say in MIT, right? Because if you have navigators, it's very much simple. We saw the design is like it will elevate the app with the drawer navigator or top tab, bottom tab navigators or other navigators we have, right? So they elevate your design. They look more professional, right? But yeah, unlike that, here you do not have any navigator component. So if you're dealing with multiple screens, you have to manually deal with them. Okay, so that's how it is. But yes, definitely in MIT also you can create multi-screen apps. There's no problem in that. But yeah, there are some limitations for us again. Okay. So on the right side, you have properties. These are the screen properties. Only for screen, you have these many properties. Okay. For any other component, you will have limited number of properties, we can say. Okay. So yeah, this is all about MIT. Okay, this is the design interface. You can also publish to gallery, and you can publish it to the MIT community actually, whatever the app you're creating if you want to. And then we have, we can import it from computer also. If you have the AIA file, you can import it. Okay. And then to execute the app, you do not have any live test or something over here. You have to use AI Companion. Like there will be a mobile app called as MIT AI 2 Companion. You have to use that to execute it on your mobile phone. You can directly execute it on your mobile phone with this. Or you can use the emulator. Emulator will be very much slow, but yes, definitely you can use this to execute it on your laptop itself. And with USB connection also, connectivity also, you can do this. Okay. So, and then build. So if you want to get the APK file, you can do this. If you want to get the app bundle, you can do this. Okay. So you can get the APK from there. There are a few settings which you can do. So there's a help provided to you, like library extensions, tutorials are there. So there are few things on this, so you can also use this help for getting more insights on creating apps, right? So when you click on this, you will go to my project section. So when you click on it, you will go to trash. Then this is guide thing. So basically, it will take you to the library documentation and support of MIT. So all these are the links which are the support documents which are provided in your MIT thing. So these documentations are very much helpful for understanding the component better, right? So if you want, you can definitely go through these documents. And if you want to report any issue, you can do it. You can change the language also here, right? Definitely, I would not change it. And this is your account which you're using. Okay. So this is all about MIT App Inventor. I hope you got some very good insights about MIT and a very good kickstart you can do on MIT. hereafter, right? So we will be doing some videos in this series also, so that you have a better understanding and idea. We'll create some very cool apps in this, which you have not seen on your Thunkable, right? So that you have a good impression and a start in MIT, right? So for today, this was all. We'll meet in the next session with some cool apps creating on this MIT App Inventor. Okay. So yeah, that's all from my side today. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please do like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel, Folks Hub. So I will be meeting you all in the next session. Bye bye, guys. Have a great day, all.